This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
This is episode 503 of WDW Today. I'm Matt Hodgberg of StudioCentral.com. To my right is Len Testa, co-author of the Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World 1.
How's it going, Matt?
Outstanding.
Woo!
Getting better on this trigger.
Nice, very good.
Also joining me is Mike Scopa of a blogger at allears.net. Welcome, Mike.
The diamond, it's gone.
Dick Tracy's Diamond Double Cross.
It's
Dick Tracy.
Diamond Double Cross from the old show. Yep.
And also joining me is Mike Newell of Mouse Wolf Radio. Welcome, Mike.
What's happening, Matt?
The mic.
I'm not reaching over.
And also here is the fabulous Annette Owens of MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. Welcome, Annette.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
Well, we are broadcasting once again from the Hollywood Prop Shop here at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and we thought, since we're here in this room, a lot of memories are being evoked from here, because if you're not actually here for this episode recording, there's a lot of great props that are here. And Mike Scope and I were thinking, before today, we were thinking about all this, and we were thinking, we had done, if you recall, an episode a while ago about Epcot 1994, and we thought about doing memories from the studios, being that it'll be 20 years in April of being the studios here, and a lot of these props brought back memories of the studios. And the first thing that really brought back memories, I think, Mike, was being in this room. For those who weren't aware, this is actually part of the old backlot tour, the old 2-hour backlot tour. And
I suppose the 15-minute backlot tour now.
Exactly. And Mike, talk a little bit about your memories from this room specifically.
For those of you who may have taken the backlot tour in 1990, you may have walked along that ramp, and you may have recalled there was this huge prop in the middle of the room, and it was a bumblebee, and they would take a child from a family and put her on the bee, and they would put they had a screen behind her, and they would film her from I think it was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Kids, yes.
Yeah. So that's what this room was for.
Yeah, I mean that backlot tour. I remember the original backlot tour, and it was just basically the old backlot tour. You take the current backlot tour, what's left of it. You take the Magic of Disney Animation, so that was all one contiguous thing, and all these sound stages in between. So where Toy Story Midway Mania is, where Narnia is, where Voyage of the Little Mermaid is, those were all one huge giant attraction. Also, of course, the Streets of America, New York Street, that was part of it. Also, the tram would go around there. That was closed off to the public when the park first opened. So this is a huge attraction, and again, that's about 2 hours. And I think there were like 2 bathroom stops, and they warned you about it.
And it was hot.
Yeah.
Matt, didn't they? Was it over here that they did the ticket with Bette Midler?
Yeah, they had yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, and they had the old. They filmed. Yeah, that's right. And they had the. They had the. You're right. The Roger Rabbit stuff. They had the. In the sound stages, you could view some things that were recording. They had the new Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. That's the one. Is that the one with Britney Spears?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So they filmed that over there. They filmed a few minor television shows over there. Of course, they were all proud of Thunder in Paradise, the Hulk
Hogan show. That's the only one I remember.
Yeah. So I mean that attraction. We're talking a lot about this because it was a major attraction of the studios. I mean, you have to think back then. You only had a few attractions. Really, when the park opened, it was Backlot Tour, Indiana Jones. Star Tours didn't open until 1990, so that wasn't even open yet. There was the old theater of the Stars on Sunset, on where Sunset Boulevard would be. It was actually where Sunset Boulevard is. You mean taking that right over there if you're coming from Hollywood? Mm-hmm. There was nothing. That was just where the theater was, and that opened later when Beauty and the Beast opened up in '91, right? Because they actually opened up on the same date, but they had a bunch of different shows they were showing in there. Mike, I'm sure you remember the old where Sounds Dangerous used to be the Monster Sound Show.
Sure, with Chevy Chase
That was
and
crazy.
is this on? Sure. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, the old show with Martin Short. I remember that was the part where you would make the audience would have to make a scream and they would record it and they would play back in the actual movie. And that one really that one I remember quite a bit. But of course, Mike, an attraction near and dear to your heart was of course right next door at Superstar Television.
Superstar Television. My wife Carol actually got to play on One Life to Live or something like that, and we were told not to record any video. But for some reason, I forgot to turn my video camera off.
Imagine that.
And I was sitting in front of a monitor, and I was crossing my legs, and my video camera was on, so I happened to have her.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, wasn't that a coincidence?
How about that?
So I have that.
That was a great attraction. I mean, was anyone here were able to remember that attraction?
Didn't they did Cheers? They did a couple of...
Cheers.
I Love Lucy?
Did you really? You got picked?
I love Lucy. I remember that one over there.
Johnny Carson. Bonanza?
Johnny Carson, that's right. The Tonight Show. Did they used to have an Epcot
Cheers.
also, like later on the Jay Leno and like in Interventions? Was that here? Do you remember that? Right? There was another thing like that. No one. No one. All right, maybe I'm thinking of that. Yeah. Well, I know the Johnny Carson one. I think was here.
We did Let's Make a Deal here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Right. So there was. I mean, Superstar was an attraction. I wish they would bring that one.
I
back.
have a story.
Yeah.
One time, the four of us were here, and Matt was a big millionaire guy.
Oh, yeah.
Who wants
And
to be
he would
millionaire?
tell us, I know how to get on the hot seat. So we all went, remember?
Not say that. I said
my
I have
God, I
tips
remember
to
that day.
enhance it.
So we went there. Matt, how do you do? Well, you do this, you do that. So we waited. He didn't even make the top 10.
There was a lot of other pros there that day.
Oh.
It was during Mouse Fest after
Every
all.
time I go to Millionaire, I always get in the top 10. And it didn't happen that day, unfortunately.
Pressure.
It was pressure because, he was with us. But
What's the attraction that stands out to you, Len, when you're on your first visits to the studios?
I remember the Robin Williams version of animation, which I thought was hysterical.
that was great.
Because you listen
it's
to
like
it
I'm
on
in the presence of Barbara Streisand.
He's so bright. Where he does thing with
Captain
Hook.
Blood first.
Exactly.
Captain Hook first blood.
You played on Masterful Radio, right? Yeah. That's where I hear it from.
Oh, it's great.
was
And then the really long legs. Look at me, I can be a corporate icon. That was a great video.
that was great.
That was, and then they had that video. Remember the video after that one where they showed you all like, well, now that you know how it's made, let's show you the videos that, whatever. And they showed the happy times. And they had the sad part where like they showed like I think in a row, Bambi dying, Mufasa dying.
Oh yeah. God forbid a parent should live through a Disney movie, right?
Exactly. That was like the tearjerker part of it. So it was that one I remember vividly, and that one was recently removed. So the video was only taken away this decade, in fact. Yeah, exactly.
Recently this decade.
Newell, what's an attraction that you remember from the studios?
The Muppets.
Oh, the Muppets. Well, fair enough. Although it's still here. Yeah.
Was the Muppets an original attraction?
No.
Look, like I'm supposed to know that. No.
Exactly. I mean, the only attractions that are left that are original, you got Indiana Jones, Great Movie Ride, of course. Great Movie Ride, Indiana Jones. I mean, the Backlot Tour is still here, but it's not really here. I mean, the portion that's left is a joke. Yeah, the title is left, exactly. Someone with a name.
We should work in an
Mermaid.
obligatory Golden Girls reference now.
Yeah, oh, actually, the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids attraction was still there, right? That opened
Okay.
up? That was still there, right? So you got that one. Very few that are left over there. One of the things I remember also was of course, no hat. You could actually walk, no High School Musical.
Oh, yeah.
You could actually enjoy the ambiance of Hollywood Boulevard. I thought that was really nice. When High School Musical not broke down, but when it was being replaced from 2 to 3, it was gone for a couple months. And it was nice just walking up Hollywood Boulevard and not having that noise over there.
The hat, though, that's really the icon of the park, right?
Yeah, that's what it's become.
Because the theater wasn't really.
Yeah, well,
wasn't really
I
working
think
for them.
I was one time I was at Epcot. The art gallery over there. Where the little sign. There was the artist over there, and I bought the print that has Hollywood Boulevard and it has the hat over there. And I said,
Can you do without the hat?
Can you do without the hat?
Did you really?
That's
That's awesome.
So what's the deal with it? And he goes, they won't let us draw the Great Movie Ride. You can't for licensing issues. You can't do that. That's why, among other reasons, they have the hat over there. So if you go look at the stuff, if you look up Hollywood Boulevard, you can see the Great Movie Ride. I mean, at least parts of it behind the hat. But in the drawing, there's no Great Movie Ride over there.
What? Oh, because the licensing was
It's
the facade
of the facade of the Chinese movie theater. And that do you have a memory of the
Because
studios?
Disney can't afford that, God forbid.
Well, in the beginning, the Great Movie Ride, but because you are wowed with that the first time you do it.
Yeah, I think so.
A couple times. It's not
I think it depends, largely on the person you're dealing with, and the cast member there. But I mean, it's still largely intact. I mean, the video's been updated since then, the finale video over there. But aside from that, Mike,
I have a story. This is probably an attraction that a lot of us don't even consider an attraction. Sorcery in the Sky.
yeah,
And I have a memory of being here with my family and saying, "Come with me." It was around 7:30 at night, and we walked up Hollywood Boulevard, and we sat right in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard. And one of the cast members came over and said, "You know where the rope is?" And I said, "Yes." So when you walk out there in front of the Great Movie Ride, in front of the hat, if you look down, you'll see these little holes in the ground, and that's where they would put the poles, and they would string the rope through there. And we sat down. We had front row seats for Sorcery in the Sky. I always consider that an attraction.
yeah, it was great, Mike. Well, we're running out of time over here, so I want to thank everyone for over here. That's it for us today. If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit the WDW Today website at www.wdwtoday.com. For Line Testa, Mike Scopa, Mike Newell, and the fabulous Annette Owens, I'm Matt Hodgberg. We'll see you on the next show.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio.